Okay, real quick, I'm going to go over the layout just as a reminder, refresher, or a guide before we really dig into it, okay? Everything is double spaced, including your name section. The assignment is not untitled, and it's also not your title. It is the assignment name, so when you turn it in, it matches whatever the teacher puts on Canvas. You put your name, the teacher's name, your class, and then the last date that you edited your paper. So if we write this today and you change it up tomorrow, this should change to a 30, okay? Obviously that only applies to people who are in my class today. Your title is not the assignment name. It is something that explains what your paper is about, and the trick I've been taught to help you if you kind of are rusty with titles is just do something cheesy, stupid, and short and catchy, and then give a colon, and then explain what that means, okay? So we're writing a paper about why starting school later is a good thing. And generally, you guys should know by now, I prefer getting my details and my quotes before I come up with my topic sentences. But just for the sake of getting this out, I'm just going to show you guys what I would work with here, okay? So if I want to write about students needing more sleep to form lasting memories and meaningful understanding, I need 2 reasons why that's true. And then all I'm going to do is explain those and wrap it up, okay? So one reason that you need sleep to form lasting memories is REM sleep, which has been proven to positively affect your memory forming and skill learning. For example, when students studied briefly before bed versus studying longer and earlier in the day, they performed better because the information was fresh before they went to dreamland. Okay, so this would almost be continuing a quote here, but if I'm just explaining it myself with my own words, then this is a perfectly fine support. You're explaining what REM sleep does. All your supports have to do is clarify what's going on right here and tie it to your topic sentence. So if I'm making you understand this better and supporting one whole argument, then the support sentence is right. Your concrete detail is a non-arguable fact, okay? So in general, this is going to be where you'll put your quotes. Today, if you're writing in this class, you will be using quotes in this sentence. I'm only doing this without quotes to show you quickly how to get through this, but if I were really doing a research paper, I would go find someone who has actually done this study. I've read a lot of them before. I would find one, plug in a real quote, give credit to the author, and that's it. It would go something like this. According to Doctors Jansen and Johnson, okay, blah, 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 comma, page number, and that's it. And then we'd put our works cited at the bottom of the page. But for today, all we're going to worry about is getting this part right, and you guys are going to do the quotes on your own. We can learn specifics of quoting a later date. While many aspects of sleep remain a mystery, we know that REM encodes and solidifies the things we've done that day. That's why a lot of times when you dream, you feel like you're almost practicing something, or like if you're having a rough time, your dreams feel really intense too. It's because your brain's trying to figure out what is going on in your life. So if you practice piano right before bed, you'll go to sleep, and whether you dream about pianos or not, your brain is actually coding into your head the formation of memory that's going to make you better at piano the next day. So we want kids sleeping between lessons in order to actually have them stick. And that's going to kind of lead into my next example here, which is going to be with improved memory, students will perform better in class, okay? And this one is obviously, like, this is a pretty clear statement, but now this is where we get to just argue a little bit and have fun with ourselves and really hammer home what we're proving here. And And I would say something like, if we are forcing students to sit through long classes, but they aren't given the sleep needed to absorb the information, then we're really just wasting time. And then if you really want to get argumentative, which that's what writing's all about, baby, it's almost more crucial that students sleep than attend class for brain power. Okay? So the reason that this is okay in this spot is because it's not your concrete detail. This is your opinion about the concrete detail. Okay? This is not a scientific fact. This is something a lot of people would disagree with, but you led to it, tying things together, and that's okay. All right? Now your conclusion, a lot of students just say, I wrap up here, or I just kind of reword the topic sentence. And that's not incorrect. I just want to try and like frame it a new way for you guys, which is, this is telling you what the paragraph's going to be about. Okay? So I'm saying this is the fact. Here's all the reasons that's true. All your conclusion does is say, because of all this, that first thing I said is still true. So it just turns this on its head. Okay? So I'll say, because sleep is essential for forming memory and obtaining long-lasting understanding, students should be given more time to sleep. Okay? And now, the only reason I did it all in this weird format is to show you guys again how simple this can be. But this is not how paragraphs are supposed to look, so we're just going to go through, clean up the editing, get ourselves a tab there, delete until the period, space, and do the same with everything until it's all done. And this is how I always tell my students when you guys are like, how would anyone ever write 15 pages? You just repeat this process over and over. When you've sat through class hours all semester long and you've taken notes, if you take 2 notes a day and you've been in 50 classes, you have 100 quotes you can use, okay? And all you do is pair those together in things that make sense together. So if I had one about REM and then one about how that helps you absorb information, then this paragraph almost writes itself. You just do it over and over. So very rarely do I like really assess you guys on one paragraph, but if you can learn how to do this one time, you can write as much as you need to, okay? And that's all.